Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Charlie. I am the country conservative. The Supreme Court to decide Trump's fate on whether or not he's on the Colorado ballot and what it means if they side in favor of the Democrats. That's what I've got for you today, so on with the show. Now, Alito notes how red states could kick Biden off their ballots too if Colorado ruling allowed to stand. This could mean a lot if the Republicans have the balls to do it, and they could keep every Democrat off a ballot if they wanted to. If the Supreme Court allows this to stand, but we will see. They're supposed to come back on Friday, and we'll see what happens then. Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito showed just how easily red states could kick President Biden off their state's ballot if Colorado's decision to deny former President Donald Trump ballot access is upheld. In December, the Colorado Supreme Court ruled that Trump, the GOP frontrunner in this year's presidential race, was eligible to be on the ballot in the state, concluding participants in an insurrection, and therefore is disqualified from holding office, federal office, under Section 3 of the Constitution's 14th Amendment. Well, it does not include the president itself. It's a president-elect, but not the president's office. You idiot liberals need to read better and learn what things mean before you run your gums about something you don't have a clue about. The amendment was ratified in 1868 in the aftermath of the Civil War. Section 3 prevented former supporters of the Confederacy from holding political office if they had engaged in insurrection or rebellion, or given aid and comfort to the enemy of the United States, which Biden has done. So we're going to let you listen to Samuel Alito, and this is from a post on Twitter, which X, and it's only audio, so you'll hear what he has to say on this, and I'm going to let you listen to it in his own words. Listen to this.
And suppose there's a country that proclaims again and again and again that the United States is its biggest enemy, and suppose that the President of the United States, for diplomatic reasons, think that it's in the best interests of the United States to provide funds or release funds so that they can be used by that country. Could a state determine that that person has given aid and comfort to the enemy and therefore keep that person off the ballot?
No, Your Honor. This court has never interpreted the aid and comfort language, which also is present in.
So you notice how it's okay for everything to go against Trump or the Republicans, but as soon as they mention something that he knows has to do with Biden, it's totally different now. The hell out. So Alito's hypothetical is a clear reference to Biden's decision to lift sanctions on Iran, allowing billions of dollars to flow through the radical regime that was responsible for deaths of American soldiers. But it's okay, though. It's okay with them. They're allowed to do this. Iran is leading state sponsor of terror, funding Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, all of these of which wreaked havoc in the Middle East. Iran proxies have attacked American installations more than 165 times in recent months. Chief Justice John Roberts echoed Alito's concerns, and I want you to hear this just from his mouth, because these liberals don't believe anything else, so maybe you'll hear it right from the Supreme Court Justice John Roberts. His hypothetical to Colorado voters, attorneys, about what could happen if the state is allowed to disqualify Trump from the ballot. Listen to this.
If Colorado's position is upheld, surely there will be disqualification proceedings on the other side, and some of those will succeed. Some of them will have different standards of proof. Some of them will have different rules about evidence. Maybe the Senate report won't be accepted in others because it's hearsay. Maybe it's beyond a reasonable doubt, whatever. In very quick order, I would expect, although my predictions have never been correct, I would expect that a goodly number of states will say, whoever the Democratic candidate is, you're off the ballot, and others, for the Republican candidate, you're off the ballot, and it'll come down to just a handful of states that are going to decide the presidential election. That's a pretty daunting consequence.
Well, certainly, Your Honor, the fact that there are potential frivolous applications of a constitutional provision isn't a reason.
Well, no, hold on. I mean, you might think they're frivolous, but probably the people who are bringing them may not think they're frivolous. Insurrection is a broad term, and if there's some debate about it, I suppose that will go into the decision, and then eventually we would be deciding whether it was an insurrection when one president did something as opposed to when somebody else did something else.
If the Republicans have any balls to them, they will do exactly that. You will start disqualifying everybody from everything. every ballot, there won't be another Democrat left on there, except for a couple liberal states that will decide the presidential election. I'll be surprised if the Supreme Court upholds it. Let me know in the comment section if you guys think the Supreme Court justices will uphold this. We've got 4 days now until they come back on Friday. So leave me some comments and let me know your opinion on it. Murray responded to this, as you heard, potential frivolous application and discrediting everybody else's opinions on it. And Justice Roberts said that. You might think it's frivolous, but nobody else does. So this is just a piece of shit liberal Democrat trying to get his way and be lawless about everything. In December, GOP lawmakers in Pennsylvania, Arizona, and Georgia introduced legislation to have Biden removed from their state ballots to highlight just where Colorado's decision could lead. They argued that Biden engaged in insurrection by failing to enforce the nation's immigration laws in the southern border. He also gave aid and comfort to the enemy for Iran, which we heard earlier. And he also did it to China, allowing them to fly that balloon across, letting them buy farmland up, letting them bring all those Chinamen in from the southern border. That's giving aid and comfort and not securing our border. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick also suggests the same month Texas could decide to have Biden removed from their ballot because of the chaos that he has allowed on the border. The justices' questions, both conservative and liberal, seem to express skepticism of Colorado's ability to disqualify a former president. The state clearly did not think through their implications of its actions, but U.S. Supreme Court justices have. All of them. Even that Ketanji Brown, and I thought she would just straight up, agree with them, the Democrat attorneys. But she did question them and made a very good point on all this. They all did. It's hard to tell based on the questions alone where the justices will ultimately fall, but it would not be shocking if there would be like a 9-0 in favor of Trump to stay on the ballot, which all this is election interference. This is just another way for them to try to win an election. And I said this on my live video. Go back and watch it. It was yesterday that the DOJ and the Biden administration have corrupted every Democrat lawyer across this country and judge to pull this huge election interference scam across this country. This is what why I tell you that it's so important for this election. We've got to get these Democrats out of power totally. They can control nothing in D.C. Hopefully in your own states too, that you can get them off of every bit of power, get the Republicans in place. And I'm not telling you that the Republicans are the best answer, but they are the answer to get this country back to where it should be, with the rule of law. And that is what the Democrats are not. They are a lawless party, and they have to be taken out of power. They need to be stepped down a little bit and made them remember who they work. We, the people, is who they work for. We've got to get this country back. We've got to get the immigrants out of here. We've got to get the southern border closed down. They have to come in here legally. We've got to get law and order back. We've got to stop this looting of our stores and stuff. And stores are closing because of these idiots and these criminals. Let me know what you guys think. Leave comments and questions below. Share my videos with your friends and family. This is so important that you get this truth out to them and let them see that come up this Friday. I think it's the 18th or something like that. Supreme Court's supposed to be back. Don't know if it's with a decision or if they're going to hear some more arguments or what, but they were recessed until the 18th. Again, let me know what you guys think. Leave comments and questions below. Share my videos. Get out and vote this year. I'll be covering every primary election all the way up to general election. Next one is on the 24th in South Carolina. I hope to see you there. In the meantime, I'm the Country Conservative. I'm Charlie, and I'll see you next time.